Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Mike Armstrong podcast show. And this morning, we're joined by Magic Man London, who is a close up magician based out of London, England, in the UK, but who travels and works globally, obviously, when we can, when we're not in a pandemic. But we met on Clubhouse, and it's great to have the Magic Man himself on the podcast. So, how are you doing today, Magic Man? You okay?
I'm really good, thank you. Yeah, the weather in the UK is kind of, at the moment, it's nice, but yesterday it was snowing one moment, sunny the next, so who knows what's in plan for the rest of the day.
Yeah, that's it. You never really know, do you, in the UK? You can sometimes get four seasons in one, which is always keeps it interesting.
It
Anyway,
certainly does.
I just thought I'd take a little picture of us on the podcast while we were recording it. Why not? Kind of fly by the seat of your
Exactly.
pants. So anyway, we met on Clubhouse, and I know you've been sort of trying to pivot, if you like, because obviously you're a close-up magician, and you need to do that in the real world, really. I know you've been
Yeah.
sort of trying to pivot to try and do something online and stuff. Tell me a little bit about the pandemic, how it's affected you, and what you've been up to.
So my last in-person event was, I think, beginning of March last year. I did one big trade show in Palma, came back week after I did a big one at Excel. The calendar was looking nice, and then almost overnight it got wiped out. So events were the first thing to finish, and it looks like we're going to be like the last ones back. So I think everyone at the beginning of the pandemic, when this won't last long, it'll be kind of a couple of weeks, a month max. So we kind of went, look, we'll take a step back, look at a few things, and then we'll continue as normal. It soon became apparent very quickly that that wasn't going to be the case. And I thought, I want to do magic. That's what I've been doing for the last 10 years professionally. I don't want to do another career. This is what I'm good at. So I thought, right, what can I do while I'm at home that doesn't involve going out meeting people? And it took me a good week or two to kind of go, okay, here's what I want to do. And everyone's got that list of, this is what I want to do when I have enough free time. Well, all of a sudden, we've got as much free time as we need. So I got back into photography, picked up the camera, was taking photos in the garden at home, walking the dog in the park, just falling back in love with photography again. And then I started going through all the magic tricks that I currently do, improving them, working on new stuff. And then I started a podcast, which we are now 43 episodes in, or 44, I lose track. And I've started having guests on that. So when someone goes, oh, you must be gutted that you haven't worked in a year, it's like, yeah, but I've done so much that I wouldn't have done before. And I've met amazing people. There's a group on LinkedIn full of event people. And most of them we haven't actually met in real life, but we become such good friends and contacts that when we do get back to real life, I can't wait to actually see them and catch up, and especially with Clubhouse. We're speaking to people all around the world on a daily basis. And it's almost looking into the future, because America's ahead of us in what, like, people are running 1,000 people events, and it's almost like they don't realize that COVID's a thing.
That's
So it's
right.
like, right, if that's what they're doing, we can almost use that as a benchmark. Going, if they're doing those now, let's see what it's like in 3 weeks' time or a month's time, and see if there's a knock-on effect.
Yeah. Well, I've been going global myself since the start of the pandemic, and I've got friends and family, I would say, I've never met. But they're your Clubhouse family, or your Zoom family, or your network family, or whatever. These people that you've gravitated towards, and because everyone's gone online, they don't have to just be the people who are most like you locally, but they're the people who are most like you globally. I've met people who are like mirror images of me, and we get on so well because we've got so much in common. But they're in like
Yeah,
America, or they're in Australia, or whatever. Like, the people who, they're like as if they're like brothers from another mother. Really, they're
it's
that
a
similar
bizarre
to you.
feeling.
It is a
It's
bizarre
definitely a
feeling.
bizarre feeling, but it's kind of, there'll be one massive party at some point where hopefully we can all catch up. But this is another thing, we're making contact in the States. We've got some Bahamas, all over the world. It's like, wait, when you're having events, give us a buzz, we'll sort something out.
That's
So
right.
I've met more people through Clubhouse and LinkedIn during the pandemic than I probably have in the last 5 years of actually going out to events and meeting people.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And I got a map of the world on the wall behind me, and I put red pins in where I'm connected with people. And it started off as a blank map of the world, and now it's filling up, and there's like hardly any countries that there's not some pins in. And I put pins in the different parts of the country, and my mission is to fill up the map full of red pins, and then I'm global. Like, you know what I mean? I've literally
Yeah,
covered the world, like, and that's what my mission is. And that's also as well, like you'll probably connect with other event people and magicians and stuff. Obviously, I'm a super connector, so I love connecting with other super connectors, and I'm building a real good like community of super connectors. The people who are massive connectors as well, and so yeah, it's amazing. Like, it's just amazing how many people you can find, amongst the billions of people, on the planet, but you can spot them here and there. We all birds of a feather flock together, they say, and you all gravitate towards each other. You end up on the same events and stuff because you're like-minded, you're interested in the same things,
yeah. I mean, the amount of events I do in the UK, and kind of you turn up and it's like the person doing the fireworks is the person you worked with before, the catering, the marquees, everything is the same people. Because
Yeah,
it's building that reputation and working with other people. If someone goes, "Oh, do you know a good photographer?" It's like, watch the event. It's like, well, the photographer is a photographer. It's like, no, it's not. No, no, no. If you've got like a corporate event, I know the perfect photographer. If you've got a wedding or a bigger event and you want a more laid back photo, I know the person for that. I've got like one wedding photographer I use, maybe two if the other one's not available.
yeah,
And I only recommend people who have actually worked with them.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
can have the
definitely
best
saves
website in the world,
yeah,
but unless I worked with you, I can't recommend you, especially with caterers. You can have the best food, but I've done a few events with caterers that I haven't met, and it's just kind of the food was amazing, but the speed at which it came out was just kind of,
yeah.
it felt wrong.
Yeah, yeah, you got to know what it's horses for courses, isn't it? It's like when people recommend to me like a club or a bar or a film, I always think like, well, who are the person recommending me? Because tastes are very particular. You know what I mean? They're very so. So if it's somebody who's like me, I'll take their recommendation. But if not, I won't.